Hey everybody, Bones here, Bones Garage, just bringing you update what's going on at the garage. So, 1968 Ford Galaxy 500 XL with the 428 FE motor and the 4-speed top loader. We have all of the new bushings installed now. We have gotten rid of the springs that go in between the rockers. Now, these used to go in between the rockers and hold the rockers in their position that they're supposed to be in. Well, these don't really work great when you start putting a little bit bigger cam in here. You start running a little bit heavier spring in here for the valves. So these are your valve springs. They start to make a lot of noise. The rockers tend to want to move back and forth, and they don't center as well. So I like these bushings, and you can see we have our 10,000s clearance here, so all of our bushings have some room to breathe, have some room to move and grow as the engine heats up. These are going to get bigger, this is going to get bigger, the rocker shaft is going to get bigger, so you need to have your actual clearance there. And we have 10,000. It says between 8 and 12 is what you're supposed to have, and we have 10. I like to shoot for the middle numbers. And look at that. Look at how nice everything moves. All of these bushings move nice and free. They have some end play to either side, so we're really nice on that. And again, this stabilizes those rockers. You're gonna get a better, smoother idle. You're gonna get, when you're coming down on the pedal, the power is gonna be better because the valve train is stable. When you start getting an unstable valve train, it really messes everything up. It's all about timing. Timing in a motor is everything, and you want those valves to open and close properly, just the way they should. You don't want vibrations, you don't want play, you want everything right. And this really helps. The idle is going to be smoother, power is going to be smoother, you're not going to get the deflection that we were having, because before you can take a rocker and just push it over this way. Well, what's to say when you're hitting 4,800 RPM that rocker isn't just sitting there moving back and forth, pushing that push rod against the sharp corner of the intake manifold here. And yes, this is the intake manifold. If you look right here, you'll see that's the intake manifold, that's the head. On these FE motors, the intake manifold was actually part of the head. And if you didn't come in, put a little tiny bit of gasket sealer right there on both ends, you will leak right here. I'm gonna start her up and I'll let you see everything in action. Hang on, be right back. Okay, so we now have her running, and you can see the rockers now going up and down nicely. Everything is really smooth. You can see the drip hands here. They are controlling the oil flow so we don't get oil just pouring out of everywhere and pouring into the heads. Having these bushings here also controls your oil flow, because a lot of times what will happen is it'll build up right back here and then start leaking down the back of the gasket between the valve cover and the head, and you just have a mess. And this really is nice. You can see the oil's dripping down, it's flowing, it's dripping down there, and we're just starting to come out of the rockers now. All the oil's starting to come out. So this is a really nice setup. And something else you'll notice, it's quieter. When you have them with the bushings, it is quieter, a lot quieter than without the bushings. And I'm gonna have to shut it off because you can see we're starting to get a little smoke, so we're starting to get some splash from the oil coming out now that it's really starting to circulate. Be right back. Yeah, now that it was starting to circulate, we had some oil, oil starting to drip over. You can see right here, and it's starting to get into the head, and I just don't want to make a mess. Normally I would cover everything up and check everything and let it run for a little bit, make sure we've already done that. We know it's working. We know we're getting oil out of all of our little holes right over here on the rockers. So everything is working beautiful. I'm really happy with the way this has come out. It really does make a big difference. It's gonna just make for a better performing motor. So there you go, guys. Keep you up to date as we go. Now it's time to start testing and tuning. Get my timing all right. Make sure I have the right jets in the carburetor, the front and the rear, the primaries and the secondaries, power valve, accelerator pump. Make sure all of that's working. Make sure the secondaries are timed right so they open at the right time and don't just bog the car down. So quite a bit more to do, but we're really close to having her done. Alrighty guys, have fun. Long video, sorry. Keep you up to date as we go. Okay, bye.